Today is Tuesday, July 16th, 2019. The time is 2:04 p.m. Calling this meeting to order. This is our weekly business meeting, and I would ask our deputy to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay then, so attending are Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios, and we'll move first to the consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda, July 16, 2019.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. Motion carried. Moving on to the payables list.
I move that we approve the payables list for the week of July 8th through the 12th in the amount of $760,347, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $8,480.46.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, moving on to the first action item, which is a public hearing. And this deals with ordinance number 539. And let's see, who will lead us here? Would it be Dave Ferguson? Who's going to lead us here?
On the ordinance?
Yeah, on the ordinance.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is animal control. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I can, so, I don't know. I'm Animal Control Officer Osburn. I don't know if you want me to stand or not, but I'm
That's
just
fine.
here. I don't know, do you need me to present the whole
Yep.
Yeah,
request? Okay, so the request is to update an ordinance, so change our existing ordinance 51105 to change some of the wording. Do you want me to read the whole ordinance with the change in it, or?
Do you want to just reference the changes? Do you know
Okay.
what they are?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So in the subsection C, we would like to change some of the wording in the second sentence. It states that if the dog is not a licensed dog, the owner, it previously said shall also be required to comply with all of the requirements for the purchase of a dog license before the dog may be redeemed. We would like to have that changed to should instead of shall, because there are instances where a dog is not current on its rabies vaccination and cannot be licensed prior to redemption, because it would have to go to the vet to be vaccinated in order to be licensed. So we say should, and then we just either cite the owner or give them a warning and say, okay, now you need to go do this now that I have your dog back.
Otherwise, it'd be perpetual client.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the first change that we would like, and that's within the ordinance 51105.
Uh-huh.
Then the second section that we would like to do is to add an additional following section. It would be 51114, which would increase, which would cover impoundment of animals. So currently under the 51105, the only thing that it states where we can impound an animal is under subsection A, where it states that the sheriff's, it shall be the duty of the sheriff to seize and impound any and all dogs at large with or without a collar or harness. We would like to include other instances where the dog can be impounded. We've come up with numerous reasons why. And so we wanted to further include the following, and there's 8 points.
Okay.
Would you like me to go ahead and read all 8
Yeah,
of
go
them?
right ahead.
So beginning with at the
Item
beginning. Item 1 is any domestic animals with the exception of cats that are found to be running at large. Number 2, any domestic animals constituting a public nuisance or considered a danger to the public. Item 3, any domestic animal that is in violation of any quarantine or confinement confinement order duly issued by the sheriff, Panhandle health district or other public officer with jurisdiction. Or number 4, any domestic animal that is reasonably suspected of having rabies or other disease determined by the sheriff, Panhandle Health District, or other public officer with jurisdiction to pose a threat, direct threat to human health. Or number 5, any domestic animal that a court of competent jurisdiction has ordered impoundment or destroyed. Or number 6, any domestic animal that is considered unattended or abandoned, as in situations where the owner is deceased, has been arrested, or has been evicted from the owner's regular place of residence. Or number 7, any dog kept at a kennel facility that is not licensed or that has had its kennel license suspended or revoked. Or number 8, any other circumstance in which the owner is unable or unwilling to care for the animal and temporary housing is necessary to ensure that the proper care is being provided. Examples include, but without limitation, domestic violence incidents, automobile crashes, or search and rescue incidents. Included under that ordinance would be section B that states, in such cases, the provisions of subsections B through E of section 5.1.105 of this article shall apply regardless of the species of animal impounded. And that just states what was previously in our ordinance.
Okay. Any questions for the deputy?
Previous, I know that there was a search and rescue incident where the dog was found first. And so in the past, did you not have a way to reconcile that?
We will hold on to animals for people. We try to find an owner or somebody who can hold on to it temporarily for us, but if need be, we will impound them. It just was never in our ordinance.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Any other questions? Rebuttal? None?
I move that we close public testimony and enter into deliberations.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Any questions, anything to deliberate? Concerns?
I don't think so.
None for me. Motion?
I move that we approve ordinance number 539, which is the impoundment of animals.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion carried. Ordinance number 539 is hereby approved. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Is a tortoise a domestic animal?
It depends.
Just one.
There are some.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
He seemed fairly domesticated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Okay, moving on to item 2, another public hearing. Relocation of 4 CityLink North bus stops. Resource Management Office. Would this be Kim?
It would, Kim Riley for the record. There is construction occurring in 2020 that's causing permanent changes to our routes. We have 4 routes, 3 of them on the A loop and 1 on the B loop. We've had 4 public meetings held on different days of the week, different times of day, so that we could provide this information to any concerned citizens. We did have 2 citizens attend a sum of 2 over the course of all 4 meetings. There was 1 citizen that made 2 comments, one indicating that bus stops should include a bus shelter. We are addressing that, and you've approved a grant application for a pilot program there. And then also that stop should connect a sidewalk from the stop to the signal. Those were the only comments. So now today it's been published twice in the paper, so we are looking to move forward with the hearing.
Okay. Any questions?
Nothing that I want you to do anything about today. As you come off Celtice and onto Northwest Boulevard, there's a CityLink bus stop right in the middle of a flower bed. I mean, it's a flower bed that's 3/4 as big as this room, and it's right in the middle.
Okay.
And in the wintertime, it's full of snow and there's no place to stand. Just wondering.
I wanna see if that's the one, I don't think that's the one that's on this map. This
Not a
one
big deal. I would
is
like to see them be
Celtice and Hutter, it's not that
more,
one.
more old people and handicapped accessible.
That one's been discussed, actually. That one's part of the, pardon me for getting in the.
Sure,
sure, go ahead.
Our
Okay,
business,
I'm not-
but I was with the city when
Yeah.
this discussion was had. So eventually, the plan is, you guys approved that temporary bike path to connect the two bike trails. That's actually, the next phase is to come back up Northwest Boulevard and address that bus stop within the flower bed, right there at the hotel, is the one
It
you're
just,
talking about.
it just looks bad. That's-
Yeah, so it's been brought up.
Bad optics.
It's being looked at.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I look at it every day on the way to work.
I'll
Okay.
add that to our comments. Thank
It's
you.
okay, it's okay.
Oh, no, it's good.
No, but I mean,
Okay.
Appreciate the feedback.
Sure. Any other questions? Any rebuttal? Motion to end public testimony, enter into deliberations.
I move that we close the public hearing portion and enter into deliberations.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Anything to deliberate?
I don't think so.
Motion.
Straightforward. I move that we approve the relocation of 4 City Link North bus stops.
Aye, second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. And so the board affirms public hearing for the relocation of 4 City Link North bus stops. Moving on to item 3 on our agenda, that does close public, well, we already did that, okay. For the acceptance of the bid proposal storage tank project. And I guess that would be Shawn Riley speaking on behalf of Tila Revere for our jail KCSO.
That's correct. Shawn Riley for the record. This is a bid in the amount of $10,890 to basically demo asphalt, excavate, grade and compact, and create a pad for us to be able to put the above-ground storage tank on. This is all part of this ongoing arrangement with the DEQ and trying to get all this stuff settled in. So the one thing, and the next one also is a contract that addresses the same issue. We've not determined a funding source yet. So I thought maybe we could do that in this meeting, if that's okay, because we don't know how we're gonna pay this. There's $300,000 left over in the jail expansion project. That's all the capital money that I'm aware of that's still out there, or contingency. Right now, we're looking at about, I just got the bid for the tank, and I still gonna have to get an engineer to do some work, so I think we're looking at probably close to $200,000 when it's all said and done.
Okay.
Wow.
Is there an issue with that?
So, Shawn, are you talking about a funding source only for the contract today, the 10,000?
All the whole project.
I think that needs to be separately agended in another meeting.
Okay.
You're gonna determine a funding source for the whole project. I think that's a separate item that the board would need to take up at a later date.
Okay.
If it's just
That's
approval
fine.
of this contract today,
We could do that one
then that's
today.
what's on the agenda for today.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
So you want approval today for this?
Yes, I'd like to get these approved, and then maybe we could have this discussion on debrief next Monday or something.
Okay, fine. So then the
Set
funding
up the
source,
funding, maybe get Dina in their room.
funding source is the jail expansion?
That's,
So we can go ahead and approve a funding source for these 2 contracts on the agenda today?
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Okay.
and then we could do the rest of it in another meeting.
That's fine.
Or we can do them individually as they come up, right?
Let's talk about that after.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there's no further discussion. Motion.
I move that we accept the bid proposal for the storage tank project with Tila Revere in the amount of $10,890 with funding coming from the jail expansion fund.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 4, contract for the storage tank project again. Shawn Riley with Fuse Electric for the jail KCSO.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, Commissioners, we awarded this bid We did get 3 proposals. Fuse Electric was the lowest bidder at $49,880. The other 2 are over $100,000 or close to that. So now we have a contract ready for your signature to get the work started. Again, we could possibly fund this out of the jail expansion. I would also ask at this time if the board would be willing to waive the performance and bid bonds and save this guy a couple $1,000s. And it's been done in the past.
Is there
Any concerns with that?
Do you have, Shawn, do you have experience with this contractor?
Yes.
Are you confident there won't be any problems if those bonds are waived?
Yeah, I'm confident we'll be fine. We've used them a couple times, haven't had any problems with it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't ask.
Any other questions? So let's have a motion and stipulate the exemptions.
Sure. I move that we approve the contract for the storage tank project, waiving the
Performance bond?
Performance and the bid bond, is that right, Shawn?
performance and bid bonds. And the contract amount is $49,880 coming from the jail expansion fund.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Item number 5, awarding the sheriff's badge and weapon and ID card to deputy leader. And this is obviously within our sheriff's organization. Would it be Lieutenant Higgins?
It would, yeah. Lieutenant Higgins, for the record. Deputy leader is finally retiring on July 31st after, I think, 20 years with this agency. We'd like to present him with his badge and firearm and ID card for his tenure here.
I think I was one of the first people he ever pulled over as a Marine deputy.
Yeah.
So,
What
happy
do you put you over
retirement.
for?
Wake's
Safety.
on violation. Oh.
No, no, it was not a wake or a wave. It was just a safety thing, make sure we had our whistles.
Oh,
and
mandatory, or like
Yeah.
a routine check?
Just a,
Okay.
yeah, safety things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Motion.
I move that we award the sheriff's badge, weapon and ID card to deputy leader according with state law.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 6, request for disbursement of federal patrol drug forfeiture account, KCSO.
Lieutenant Higgins, again, for the record, this is a request to pay or pull $10,248.60 out of the federal drug forfeiture account to pay for what's called PIPS technology mobile. It's part of the ALPR technology that we have. Coeur d'Alene City actually is, Post Falls is paying the brunt of this through some funding sources that they have. The total cost for the upgrade is $145,000, and they've acquired $93,000 for, $93,000 in funds through some grants and stuff that they've done, and they're asking us to split the rest between Coeur d'Alene City and ourselves. Our part, the Drug Enforcement Administration is picking up $30,000, and the rest is going to be split. So our part is $10,248. I think it's a good deal for upgraded software program.
Okay. So this isn't the physical license plate reader?
No, this is just the system that will support that.
Okay, and will this tie in with the Stone Garden
Yes. Yeah.
hardware?
Yeah, we wouldn't really be able to use it unless we had this upgrade. So.
Gotcha.
What's left in that account, by the way, do you know?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. I couldn't even guess it.
Okay, that's fine.
I know there's enough to cover this and,
Okay.
and more, but
Sure.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the request for disbursement in the amount of $10,248.60 coming from the Asset Forfeiture Fund for the upgrade
PIPS
system.
upgrade.
PIPS technology upgrade.
Second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Moving on to item 7, agreement for law enforcement services with the City of Hayden Lake, Kootenai County Sheriff's Organization.
Lieutenant Higgins again for the record. So in doing some checking, we found that the City of Hayden Lake, not the City of Hayden, the City of Hayden Lake, and their property boundaries encompasses part of Hayden Lake to include Bourbon Bay and in front of the Hayden Lake Country Club. We do marine patrols out there, and in order to enforce marine patrols, we need to have a contract with the city of Hayden Lake. So this is a contract with them. There's no monetary value involved. It just allows us to go out and do enforcement along the shoreline there on Hayden Lake.
Do we also provide regular patrol services for the city of Hayden Lake, or they have their own people?
Yeah, they have their own police departments. They do their own patrols. We don't do any traffic. You know, if we're driving through and see something, we'll handle it. If it's an emergency situation, there's no marine or no Hayden Lake units on, then we'll handle that for them, just like we would with Spirit Lake and Raptor, and Coeur d'Alene for that matter. But otherwise, that's all pending for them to handle.
Okay.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve the agreement for law enforcement services with the city of Hayden Lake for the specified Hayden Lake areas.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 8, resolution 2019-63 to surplus property for community development.
Hi.
Sandy.
Yes, Sandy Gilbertson, Community Development. We have a microfiche reader that no longer works. Parts are not available. All our microfiche has been digitized, so the piece of equipment is no longer needed.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve resolution 2019-63, which is the surplus of property for community development.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 9, memorandum of understanding, MOU, with the Idaho Office of Drug Policy and our KCSO, brought to us by Resource Management Office.
Kim Riley, again for the record, this is an MOU with the Idaho Office of Drug Policy for the statewide interdiction training, which is funded in the FY20 Partnership for Success Law Enforcement Grant.
Okay. Any questions? Motion.
I move that we approve the MOU with the Idaho Office of Drug Policy and KCSO.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion carried. Public comment. Time is 2:26, meeting adjourned. Thank you.